What's up? What's good, y'all? It's your boy Just B, and welcome to a very, very special episode of the Just B Show. This particular episode is called "Is My Skin Black Enough?" I know it make y'all wonder what I'm talking about, but we got two special young ladies on here to talk about it and give y'all a little insight on a few things that we're gonna talk about. Today we have Ms. Juneteenth, Nevada, and Miss Juneteenth, Las Vegas, y'all. If y'all don't know what Juneteenth is, you better get it together. June 19th is that day. We don't do them other days, but we definitely do that day. That's the true celebration. That's where it gets popping, and that's where we do the true honoring of black folks. So let me go ahead and bring to the show my girls, Aniyah Brown and Leslie Walton, y'all.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Outstanding. All things Juneteenth.
Beautiful. So go ahead and let them know which is which, Aniyah Brown.
So hi, my name is Aniyah Brown. I am Miss Juneteenth, Nevada. I am a 21-year-old college student studying government with an emphasis in legal studies.
Beautiful. That's what legal studies?
Legal studies.
Ooh, go ahead with your bad self. That's what I'm talking about. And your turn, young lady over there.
All right, I am Leslie Walton, Ms. Juneteenth, Las Vegas, founder of a Free A Foundation for Universal Culture, dual service combat veteran, and I'm here to enlighten you.
Beautiful. Dual service. You can't go wrong with that. That's what I'm talking about. Doing your thing. So, you guys, welcome to the Just B Show, and give a big round of applause for my girls over here, Aniyah Brown and Leslie Walton. Today, we're gonna do it a little different today. It's sort of a panel discussion, but it's an interview at the same time. Thank you for watching, and go follow me, y'all. Share this live, start a watch party, do whatever you gotta do. But today is about awareness. Today is about educating and being very informative and letting y'all know what to do. The three topics that we are going to cover, let me go ahead and drop them. Number one is colorism within the black community. Number two is how to establish yourself as a black woman and a leader in the workforce. Ooh, Lord, we know that. Woo, that's going to be a good one. And number three, representation of women in the political life. Now, this one is a special one because I know that majority of women, pretty much all of them, I've read it. You can fact check it if you want to. They're underrated when it comes to the political world, y'all. So, ladies, if you ready, I'm ready. It's interview style, but it's also a panel discussion. Each one of you are going to answer separately. That's cool with you?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll go youngest to oldest. So Aniyah, you going to do all the answering first. You'll answer one, then Leslie will answer, and then we'll move on to number two. Cool?
All right.
Cool. Again, thank you guys for watching. We definitely appreciate you. This is about Juneteenth. This is about black folks. But everybody is more than welcome to watch because it's to empower all. So pay attention. All right, ladies, let's get it going. So number one, Miss Aniyah, in your opinion, what makes a woman beautiful?
I think that beauty is something more than a physical, superficial thing. I think that anyone can find beauty in the inside. I think personally intelligence and confidence is beautiful. And just being comfortable with who you are, regardless of your skin color, your hair texture, your hair length. I think that's beauty. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful, young lady. That was a beautiful answer. Leslie?
You know, I read and I also believe that when a woman has truth and honesty in her eyes and integrity, that's true beauty. But, you know, I also think there's beauty in sisterhood and integrity. What makes a woman beautiful? Of course, I'll tell you like this. Women, physically, we're more attractive than the male species because we're born to be nurturers, to take care of ourselves, to take care of others. So we have the physical essence of beauty that women carry, and we have the spiritual essence of beauty. But you know the saying, beauty is skin deep. So yeah,
very much true. That's very true, y'all. Beauty is skin deep. So everybody is beautiful, in my opinion. It's deeper than the skin. Once you pass the skin, I mean, think about it, y'all. They can be beautiful on the inside, pretty all dolled up and everything, but it matters what's on the inside. So don't ever forget that. Thank you, ladies. That was a great answer. Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Now, this particular question, I did my research on colorism, and I know this is huge in the black community, and this is what this particular show is for. But I gotta ask you, ladies, why do you feel that light-skinned women are put on a pedestal over the darker-skinned women? Aniyah?
So I think we have to look at history. When our people were enslaved, white people essentially got to decide who was more physically attractive to do domesticated work. Everyone who was not to a certain level of beauty got field work. And so whenever there was relations between a slave and a slave owner and they produced a child, they were perceived to be more favorable because of the complexion of their skin. They were lighter. For white people, lighter skin was perceived to be more pure. And so that's where that mindset comes from. Anything darker would be perceived as masculine and undesirable. That way of thinking transferred into the workforce. I don't know if you've heard about the paper bag test, but if a person was not lighter or the same color as a paper bag, they wouldn't get a job. And this is before anyone is looking at your credentials or your work experience. It was even in the mid 20th century, not that long ago, that your skin color was listed on your resume. So I think that kind of mindset tilts the scales for different complexions of Black women.
Wow, yeah, I haven't personally.
Well,
I have not heard of the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Leslie.
I feel that light skinned women were put on a pedestal over dark skinned women because a lot of people were uncomfortable with their darkness. You know, black is representative of strength. To some, it's also representative or indicative of being invincible. But if you take it back and look at current day, all things that are sweet, for example, sugar, it started off as brown. How could something so brown be so sweet? So because they're intimidated by the color, they change things and manipulate things. And back to what the sister was saying, it also goes back to slavery, where they were more comfortable with things that looked like them. People have the audacity to fear what they can't relate to. But on the flip side of things, we say that light-skinned women get put on a pedestal. However, personally, I can identify or know some light-skinned sisters who suffered because they were light-skinned. That comes with a price to pay as well. I think colorism as a whole, light-skinned sisters and dark-skinned sisters, both of them get affected by it. But in answer to your question, why does it go back? Why is it that way? It's just about comfort. And we've been manipulated by the man for so long that we've taken on a lot of their ways. So that's part of that post-traumatic slave disorder when we're talking about race relations inside of the Black community. So yeah, in a nutshell.
Gay, just flat out lay it out. I love it. Me personally, I have not heard of the paper bag test. I haven't. I learned something new every day. I'm glad you told me about that. I was not aware of that at all. That is insane. But yeah, I'm light skinned and yeah, that's crazy. But thank you for the information, and I hope you guys are paying attention. Think about that. So if you was wondering where that particular comment or that outlook came from, now you know. Let's keep it moving, ladies. Thank you for that answer.
Okay.
Next one, Aniyah, or let's start with Leslie. Leslie, what does the word leadership mean to you?
Leadership. One of my main things is integrity. How can you be a leader and you don't have integrity? What are you doing when no one is watching you? When no one's around? The world sees your act, but God sees your heart. Leadership starts from within, but you also have to know how to follow before you can lead, because someone has to come. Someone always teaches a leader how to be a leader. They say leaders are born, but you have to learn. You have to learn to crawl before you can walk. Nobody came out the womb and started walking or running, whatever. So leadership is a consistent set of values that we all have. I think to be a leader, you have to be honest with yourself so you can be honest with each other. So we're going to have like law enforcement officers. I would consider a lot of them leaders. They're put in a position of leadership where they're supposed to lead, support, protect, and defend us. But just because you have a title doesn't make you a leader. True leadership and true leaders are not respecters of persons. They're not respecters of titles. They walk in a room and they don't demand your attention. They command the room without speaking. That's true leadership. Leadership, to me, is silent. You don't have to be really loud. You don't have to be boisterous. You have a following simply because of who you are and what you are, what you stand for. So,
That was beautiful. Aniyah, what's your take on it?
So my personal definition of a leader is to be able to lead a group of people, not from a stance of power, but from authority. And so for me, the difference between power and authority is legitimacy. And only people can give that legitimacy. Just like you were saying earlier, with police officers, they're not necessarily an authoritative
Mm-hmm.
person in the community, they have a power title. And so because there's such a large group in the nation that doesn't believe in the integrity of the police force, there's a lack of credibility. And without that credibility, how are you a leader? And so yeah, that's my definition. Having legitimacy be your backing.
Got you. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I hope y'all out there are paying attention. You heard the ladies speak. They not making it up. They telling their opinions. Don't be judgmental. I mean, you can. It's a free country. Well, supposed to be a free country. But they're going to say what they're going to say. They're going to feel how they're going to feel. And you know how we do it on the Just Be Show. You're able to speak your opinion freely. Don't judge. Or we'll just delete your comment. You know how I roll. We got to keep it positive, inspirational, and motivational for sure. Thank you, ladies. I definitely appreciate that. That was well said. Let's keep it going, y'all. Do you believe that black women can be strong leaders? Aniyah, take off. Let them know.
I definitely believe that Black women can be strong leaders. I definitely believe that we are. Some of us just have to tap into it if that's what they want to do. But I think we can look historically at some of the biggest movements in U.S. history with the Civil Rights Movement. When people think about leaders, they typically think Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, but there are a tribe of unsung heroes that are women, and we don't learn about them in classrooms. When you look at the movements in terms of how they were organized and how they were set up, the men were just the faces, not to be offensive to anyone, but men didn't believe that women were capable and strong enough to not only set up the movement, but also take any publicity, positive or negative, that was associated with being the front man of the movements. So yeah, I absolutely do think that women can be strong leaders, and I think that we are strong leaders.
Good answer. Good answer. Leslie, you look like you got a lot to say right now. Speak to us. Speak to me.
what kind
Speak
of
to
question
me.
is that? Do I believe? Of course. Now, truth be told, Michelle Obama ran the White House with President Obama. Same thing for Hillary. That's how Bill got into office. So yeah, I do believe that women can be strong leaders. Like Sojourner Truth said, it took one woman to turn the world upside down. Then us women all together could turn the right side up again. Now, I do remember D.L. Hughley saying, "Well, if every country had a woman running for president, then we'd have a whole bunch of countries not talking to each other." That's purely emotional, but yes, women do make great leaders, totally great leaders. Being prior military, we had a saying that we covered your ass pretty much. Women were like we were outnumbered and we were outgunned, but we were also the most competitive. I remember, for example, if there was a race where we had to low crawl and a woman tied with a man, they'd do it over. And if the woman beat them, they'd want to do over. So yeah, women can be great leaders. I think that question is a little outdated. The proof is in the pudding. We have a lot of great leaders from past to present.
Do you have a favorite black leader that's a woman?
I do. It would be Michelle Obama. It would be Michelle Obama because women are in different positions to lead. She's graceful, and so many people want her now to run for a political position, but she was self-made before she was the first lady. So yeah, that's one of my favorite leaders.
Good answer.
What about
Yeah.
you, Aniyah? That's your favorite too?
I mean, she was in the White House when I was in elementary school. You know,
Yeah.
that's somebody that I watched growing up. So yeah, definitely. That's a role model for sure.
Have you guys gotten a chance to watch that documentary that she did about her book?
Well, not yet.
I did. I
H-
did.
How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it. It was like as if she had her waiting to exhale moment. She played her role. She was silent. She didn't have any conspiracies. And she stood beside her husband and ensured that things ran smooth. There was a protocol that she had to follow. And I think she followed it to the T while maintaining her identity and being a mother at the same time. So while he was in office, she was in office too. It's kind of like deployment when your family members are somewhere, you're with them also. So she went through that whole term with him positively and successfully.
Yeah, I like Michelle Obama too. She's pretty hot, and that documentary was real nice. We got a comment from somebody. DJ
Rosa
Flawless
Parks.
Sin City. He's a DJ out here. He was on the show one time. What up? What up, Flawless? I see you down there, man. He said Rosa Parks. How y'all feel about Rosa Parks?
Absolutely. I think that what she did was courageous. Was she the first? No. But her courage was very motivational for Black women back then, and that kind of was the driving force for more women political uh, activity.
What about one of my favorites is, and it may just because I watched her movie, but what do you guys feel about Harriet Tubman?
Oh,
Go
Harriet is
ahead,
iconic.
Leslie.
Harriet is truly iconic. The phrase that sticks out the most with her is her saying she could have saved more people if they knew that they were slaves. Man,
Yeah, that was pretty deep.
Harriet is pretty much the epitome of black girl magic. Just because it's magic doesn't mean it's not real. So, pretty virtuous woman there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Harriet
I
Tubman
think
was pretty deep.
I think it's pretty admirable to put yourself out on a limb and risk your life for a vision of the future that may not even be yours. That's something that I admire from Harriet personally.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Harriet Tubman is pretty awesome. But you know what? In my opinion, just from hearing you ladies, both of you ladies, answers, Aniyah, you going somewhere. You going somewhere. So I just want to look. Yes, rock it, girl. Rock that crown, Leslie. And you're amazing too. And I thank you, ladies, for being on the show. If you guys are just tuning in, this is my black skin okay, guys? 3 different topics, a few different questions, but we're getting it from Ms. Juneteenth, Nevada, Aniyah Brown, and Miss Juneteenth, Las Vegas, Leslie Walton. Thank you for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you guys. And let's keep it going because I'm loving these answers. All right, all right. Now, this one can be empowering for women in general, in my opinion. But I would definitely love to hear both of you guys, both of you ladies, takes on it. How can a black woman establish herself to become a leader in a workforce full of men? Because the word in the streets is men rule the world. Men think they run everything. So how can a black woman or a woman in general really establish herself with those kind of things being said?
Sure. The competition starts within. The enemy is within. Everything starts internally. I myself working in a workforce full of men for many years, maybe almost, I'm telling my age here, 2 decades. My job was to always be better than the white man. I worked predominantly with white men. So my philosophy was, if I read enough, if I study enough, if I'm quiet enough, then silence brings wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I've been in a lot of predicaments where I'd be outspoken, I'd be outworked. But at the end of the day, my resiliency in being a Black woman, excelling is in our DNA. All I had to do was really be myself, because naturally we're smart, naturally we're strong, and every man did come from a woman. So we're the original teachers. And being a Black woman, knowing that Greek legacy is stolen legacy, and knowing who I am, the mother of kings, the same kings who were the teachers of arithmetic as others sat at their feet and learned. I know my history, so I just reach back whenever whenever I started to question myself. I'd reach back and remember who I was and look within and just compete with myself. And if I'm competing with myself and really being my best self, then I'm untouchable. So who you are really speaks for yourself. So
I
Black
agree.
women, don't be intimidated. Just study. And my thing is, keep reading. Read.
I agree. What was the last book you read, Leslie?
Actually, it was a novel, fiction novel, the Pomegranate Lady and Her Sons. So that would be the last book that I read. A
And
guilty pleasure.
what was that about?
It was about a foreigner that went through a lot of trials and tribulations out in Cuba, and they traveled through a time of cholera trying to get overseas and back, and pretty much she started her own business with pomegranates and her son.
Got you.
So that was it.
An-
Excuse me.
Aniyah?
So, I think it's really important to acknowledge the fact that most professional fields were predominantly men, white men at that. And so there's a power dynamic there. Black women, we have it. We have the education, we have the smarts, the street smarts, we have the confidence. I think that with with the workforce, it's the men. The men are scared. I was trying to find a nicer way to say it. But the men are afraid that Black women are going to step in, take their job, do their job, and do it better. And so I think there's nothing that a Black woman could do to make everyone notice her as a leader. Everyone just needs to step outside of themselves and stop being so afraid, because great things come from Black women, from Black people. Um, and so I just think people should just give us our space. Let us take up space. Let us show you that we're more than capable of doing your job and doing it better than you. And stop being so scared.
I like it. I like it. Very, very confident, young lady. I'm proud of you, by the way, just to put it out there. You really, really smart. You got a lot of intellect, and I definitely, that's a good quality to have. I see you back, Leslie. I see you.
I am
Aniyah.
back.
All right now. Aniyah, what was the last book that you read, sweetheart?
Okay, so the title slips my mind, but actually I just reread it. I think it was called The Barracoon's Trip or something like that. But it was pretty much a story. It was a compilation of interviews from slaves that were still being brought into America after the 1950s. And so the international slave trade was still happening, which was very interesting to me. But it was a really good book. It followed this one man who still had knowledge of his origin tongue, his language, which is really interesting because no Black people that I know that I've come across have been able to identify with that, even with the African people that I've met on college campuses. But it just followed his life, and unfortunately, it showed his decline in being able to stay connected to his culture as he lived in America.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man, you guys are. If you guys ain't paying attention, you better start paying attention. Y'all better open them ears and listen to what these beautiful women are telling you. The things that they're saying, their answers. You can do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. If you walk in a building and it's full of men, ladies, so what? Do what you gotta do to stand out. Do what you got to do no matter what. Stand there. Be a strong black woman. Push forward. Pass up all the obstacles. Do what you got to do. Don't ever try to go around. Oh, sorry. Don't ever try to go around the obstacles. Grow through them. Grow through them and be strong in your nature like you are. You are queens. You better believe that. Proof is in the pudding right here. We got two beautiful queens right here. And I definitely appreciate you guys being on the show. If you're just now tapping in, we're trying to figure out, is my black skin okay? We're talking about a few topics. We get some beautiful and great answers, and let's keep it pushing. I'm loving it, ladies. I'm loving it. Now, Leslie, you mentioned this one earlier, and I know this is one question that's gonna create a lot of engagement within, the people that's watching. Not really us, but the people that's watching, the community, the world. But supposedly it's a known fact that women are too emotional to be in power. So my question is are emotions a factor when a woman has the thought of running for a position in the political world? You need me to elaborate, or are you good?
Are emotions a factor when a man decides to run for a political position? You have to be emotionally charged to do anything, to take a step forward, even to walk. You have to be emotionally charged, whether it's someone standing there in front of a baby saying, take this step, come and get this candy. You have to be emotionally charged. So yes, it's the same. Emotions have no gender bias. Now, if you are saying, are women going to make decisions based on emotions when they're running for political office, when they get in office and make emotional decisions? We have a president now that makes emotional and irrational decisions. Yeah. So women actually are the leaders and the rulers and the creators of the world. So maybe for a change, we probably should have a woman in presidential office to make America great for real. Seriously.
I hear you. I hear you. What's your take on that, Aniyah?
I agree. I can 100%, 1000% agree. With anyone coming into the political world, there's a level of scrutiny that your life is going to come under, and so to be reactionary is human nature. Now, because we're female, women are stereotyped to be overly emotional, but I would personally say that women keep their emotions in check better than most men. And so it's a silly question, especially with, like you said, our current president. I've seen nothing but just emotion. And so I think to give women the chance to hold offices and run and take up space in the political world, if men don't learn anything, I guess they can learn how to control their emotions. We do it so well.
Maybe we need more women involved in politics on the forefront so we can tap into emotions, because I believe that women can relate more to others on a particular level. Whether a woman is a mother or not, I think we have the innate ability to foresee potential obstacles before they arise. So that's one of the powers of being a woman. We're genetically wired differently from men. And of course, they say it's a man's world, but there's a certain knowledge and understanding and grace and peace that comes with being a woman. And women are natural teachers. Look at the way that schoolgirls carry their books and the way that young men in middle school carry their books. A young man is going to carry his books like this on his side or whatever, or hanging down low. But a girl, she's going to carry her books on her hips in a nurturing type manner. Now, what we have is America just dangling. Whoa, see, almost damaged it. But if a young lady or a woman's in office, she's going to carry it like this crown here. So I think that maybe women need to be more in the forefront and in the spotlight to totally turn the world right side up again. Maybe we need those emotions to think about the little people and the big people, to erase the little people, big people mentality, to bring back the middle class that's degrading. and to humble the rich.
I hear you, sister. I hear you. And you know what? I'm actually very glad that you brought that up, because it literally leads us right into the next question. So I'm down. I'm with. I have no problem with a woman being in power. I honestly, as a man, it is what it is. Good fellas, you can judge me if you want to. I don't care. But I believe that women make more sound decisions than guys. I think guys, it's more of like a bullying tactic, more like oh, I got you. Let me, I think women, I think you guys make, it may be an emotional decision, but I feel like you guys process it better than we do. I think we kind of just act. See something happen, boom, we act. You know what I mean? I feel like women, and I was raised by a beautiful black woman myself, two of them, my mother and my grandmother. So I learned a lot of solid things, a lot of good things. So I don't agree. I mean, I'm not saying I don't agree with you guys. I agree with you guys. Women make better decisions. That's in my opinion. I love women. every woman that I've been around, they make great decisions. Guys just act. We just act off instinct. Boom, we make a decision before we think about it. Then we try to fix it later. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you guys there. But with that being said, what can women do to fight the fact that women in office are underrated? That's a fact. I looked it up. We're like we're one of the main countries in the world where women are underrated the most. What can they do?
I think I think it starts with diminishing the double handicap or the handicap of just being a woman. I think that men for so long have been able to tell the stories of not only just Black women, but women as a collective. Um, with our emotions being a primary stereotype, we find that because men are so primal, they do those things where they are just simply reactionary. They don't think about the consequences of their actions. With women, where we take our time, we're more analytical with situations. And so it starts to, I think what we need to do as women who want to be involved in political office and even outside of that is just to realize that we weren't able to do this not that long ago. We weren't able to work in areas that we dreamed of working in. It just wasn't possible. So in order to fight that, we should come together, set aside any kind of differences that we may have racially, politically, whatever, and just look at the fact that we're women. And again, we weren't able to do the things that we are able to do now.
Gotcha. You hear that, ladies? You hearing it from young Aniyah Brown. Pay attention, y'all. She telling you some truth. She giving y'all some info. She letting y'all know. So don't be afraid to step out. Put that first foot forward and keep it going. Keep it going. And if you fail forward and never stop moving. Leslie.
All
Hey
right.
now.
What can women do to fight the fact that women in office are underrated? Be it political office or an office within an organization. I think that
All
women,
across the board.
we have to have a call to action. Behind most of these organizations are women who are serving as vice presidents, secretary, co-founders, or the momentum to keep things going. So we as women collectively have to come together and give these men who are in the forefront and the other sisters who are in the forefront a call to action and say, hey, promote us. Don't hide us. No longer should our labor go without reward. Edify us, lift us up. We don't have to be behind the scenes anymore. But see, separately, it's hard to grasp things, but if we come together and decide to move that momentum and put Black women first, the most unprotected women in the world, then we can have more women in positions of power in the forefront because we're still in power. We're just hidden. So if we, one, manifest what we'd like to see, then it can be so. Two, do that call to action. Have people stand behind Black women like Black women stand behind others. And Black women as sisters, we have to come together as Black women and unify. Because together we have a very strong voice. You have a soloist in the choir and you have the whole choir. You can hear the choir coming down the street, but the soloist is only going to go so high. So collectively, we get together, go to the powers that be, or like the sister who got us, the sister who that got us to this show. Thank you, Roz, Queen of Hearts. Shout out to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
She put us to the forefront because had we not been involved with that sister, then we wouldn't be here now reaching out to the thousands of viewers. Thank you for watching. So yeah, it's a unified collection. Black
Beautiful,
women
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to the Queen of Hearts, Roz. That's my sis. That's my girl. I love her to death. I know you watching, sweetheart. Thank you for bringing these two beautiful black women to the Just Be show. We definitely appreciate you. This her coming. She been coming the last few times. There she go. Thank you, Queen. Where's she at? Hold on. Love you all too. Whoop whoop. We definitely gonna have to get Roz back on the show again. She was on one of our previous shows. It was called The Black Targets. It went amazing. As far as those planned questions that I had for you guys, those are all of the questions. But now I want to ask you guys some questions from myself outside of what was planned for this show. That's cool with you guys?
Outstanding. That works.
All right, cool. So my question, Aniyah, for you, you told us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, but what do you have an ultimate plan of who you want to become as a woman? You're still pretty fair. You're fairly young. So what's your end thing? What's your ultimate goal?
So my ultimate goal is to have my own firm. I want to have my own practice. Going into law school, I want to dabble a little bit. I don't know exactly what I want to do for sure because I haven't had experience yet. Your mind could change. But right now, I'm looking into criminal law just because the incarceration system is just systemically oppressive for Black and Brown people. And so that's what I want to tackle that. I want to be the change in that area. I also want to get into family law, torts, all of that. So yeah, I'm thinking hopefully 15, 20 years I have my own firm.
That's an awesome goal.
That's
an awesome goal. And you on your way. It ain't too many 21, right? It ain't too many 21-year-olds that ain't out here twerking. That's focused. that's focused like yourself. So from the Just Be show and from Timothy B, from myself, I just want to let you know again, I'm proud of you, and I'm sure that everybody that's around you, that's in your circle, is super proud of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Don't. You're welcome. Yeah.
She's
don't ever
so
stop.
Humble, so humble. Aniyah is actually the very first Miss Juneteenth Nevada. So she's actually history in the making. Her story in the making. So we really actually need the community to stand behind her. She'll be going to compete in Memphis, Tennessee for the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation first annual national pageant. So she'll be competing against 19 other states. And she's actually the scholarship essay winner for the state of Nevada.
Y'all give Aniyah Brown a round of applause if y'all watching. We need some reactions. We need some hearts. We need some smiles. The thumbs up. We need the wows. We need all of that. Yo, if y'all haven't commented yet, y'all need to comment right now and give this young lady a big ass round of applause. That's beautiful, man. I didn't even know all of that. See, I'm learning something every day, man. That's congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say it one more time. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. Leslie, man, that girl, you doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. Leslie, do you have an end game? What's your ultimate goal?
Hey, Africa is in my heart. Destination repatriation. My goal is to be the Pan-African queen, to relocate myself and my family eventually back to Africa one day. But in the interim, I'm connecting Ghanaians to Americans because I won't call them our sisters and brothers quite yet because there's a disconnect from the Africans and those of the African diaspora. So there are distant cousins until we get a relationship where we can actually know each other. Because for example, they'll say things as if they don't eat Cheetos because they're African, but you're Black, so try these Cheetos. Because if you came to America, That's what they see you as. So yeah, my end goal is to bridge the gap between Africans and Americans through my foundation, the Afriye Foundation for Universal Culture. And Afriye actually means to come from a good place and bring things back to the people. So all things Juneteenth and all things Africa. Our brothers and sisters out there need us just like we need them. But in order for the relation to be made, the bridge has to be gapped. So I'm here to serve as that liaison. I have people that do websites, graphic design, teach different languages that are in Africa, but I bring that to America. So instead of them coming here trying to make money when it's really not a great place for our brothers and sisters, we bring America to them. Why come here when you want the American dollars when you have people standing in the gap who could get you the American money while you can stay at home and still teach us? Each one teach one. So I want to turn our cousins into our sisters and brothers.
Beautifully well, man. That's y'all awesome. I'm impressed. For real. I feel like I'm standing right here with history in the making. And I know it's gonna get there. That's a beautiful thing. Uniting. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I'm super proud of both of you guys, and I definitely appreciate you both again for being on the show. But I'm sure the audience wants to know, how did you what's the whole thing about Miss Juneteenth and Miss Juneteenth, Nevada and Las Vegas? Can you tell us a little bit about that, Aniyah?
So okay. As far as what Juneteenth is about, or the distinction between
The distinction. Yeah. Did you win it by doing the essay?
It was a heavy hitter. The essay portion is a heavy hitter.
Okay.
I actually came across Miss Leslie. I was actually nominated for the Miss Juneteenth pageant. So I don't know who spoke about me, but it was able to get to Miss Leslie, and I was a part of a competition. Because of COVID-19, there were some setbacks in how the pageant was supposed to be held. Normally there's lots of people, and there's interaction with the community, but because of COVID, I had to switch to more of an online situation. But the essay portion was definitely, I would say, the determining factor of was going to be crowned.
Gotcha.
We actually also looked at the community service endeavor, because anyone can sit and write a really good essay. I could pay someone to write an essay. However, before she submitted her essay, we already looked out and saw who she was. We recognized her before she started writing anything, which is why she was nominated. So she's very active in her community.
Gotcha. Beautiful. Yeah, that was more of my question. Like, what had to happen for you to be able to get nominated and chosen? So maybe I could have worded it better, but still a great answer. Yeah. So you're pretty involved with the community?
Pretty.
That's good. Again, congratulations to you. Now, I do have to ask you guys, I ask everybody this at the end of every show. We're pretty much coming to the closing. Let's start with you, Leslie, because I'm loving your answers, and you're an amazing supporter. And I see you. We supporting this young lady right here because she got it going on. She doing her thing. If you can tell the young black women in the audience that's watching and things, if you can give them two pieces of advice, what would it be?
Wow. 2 pieces. Only 2? One,
1, 2, 3.
Love you, love God, and love yourself. All right? And that's one, meaning I love you, love God, and don't forget to love yourself. It's 3 folds. That's the Trinity. Receiving love, because as human beings, we innately have a desire to connect with others. So be open to receive the love that people like myself have to give you, because you don't have to do it alone. There are good people out there. There are people who genuinely love you and support you, like how most of us and how I myself love Miss Aniyah, love God, because without God we are nothing. We are nothing. And love yourself, because God lives within you. and you are a temple. And secondly, if you keep an open mind and don't close many doors, that you can go back and walk through them. Don't let anyone define you. And if you're going to be afraid to follow your dreams, just follow your dreams while you are afraid. Wherever your destiny is, that's where your success and happiness is tied into. So be afraid, but keep moving forward. Nothing beats a failure but a try. And yeah, just keep on loving. Love, love, love. And let nothing stop you from loving.
Yes, 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 y'all. Self-love. Y'all heard it from the queen herself, Miss Leslie Walton. Thank you, Leslie. I definitely appreciate that. I'm happy that you brought up self-love. You have to love yourself, y'all, no matter what. It starts here. It starts in here. There is no obstacle in person. There's none that really exists on the outside. All obstacles starts in your mind. If you can overcome it in your mind by loving yourself, you can get through it. You're going to grow through it. You're going to be all right. Now, Miss Aniyah Brown, you are a young lady yourself, but what would you tell other young ladies like yourself to give them the motivation to continue pushing and hopefully one day be on the same level as you?
I would say to be mindful and be aware of the love that you have for yourself. There are a lot of people that project self-hate, and it infects other people to do the same thing. And so I feel, especially for Black women, it's so easy to jump on other women for other things that we either lack or wish that we had. I think that I would tell people to, Black women specifically, to uplift each other. Instead of finding ways to pick apart other women, find out ways that you can uplift them. I would also say to, again, be mindful of the love that you have for yourself. Work on loving yourself every day. Every day there's something, whether it is that we know it on the surface, there's something that we don't like about ourselves. And so I would encourage anyone to go out, meditate, or write down all of those insecurities and work every day to defeat those things. Love is something that is very powerful. And so when you're able to work on yourself and you can exude true confidence and love, it's infectious, and it can be even more contagious and infectious than the self-hate that's being portrayed. So love yourself, work on yourself, and be the change that we want to see.
Oh, let me add something else. Since we have messages for the ladies, oftentimes we put ourselves last. Oftentimes we find ourselves in the wrong circle. One of the things that I've learned later on in life is that the circle that you're in doesn't support you, then you're in the wrong circle. If the circle that you're in does not celebrate you, then you are in the wrong circle. So find your tribe, or allow the universe to send them to you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, those are all special, special words, man. Before we, you know what? Before we get off, let everybody know where they can find you guys as far as social media or however you want to be found. I think you guys are going to inspire a lot of women.
Okay, so on Facebook, my name is Aniyah Brown, Aniyah, last name Brown like the color. Instagram, very important. It's spoiled in love with an underscore. The underscore is very important.
Spoiled in love with the underscore. Y'all better be paying attention. Spoiled in love with the underscore. That's very important. Don't miss it.
Very important.
Okay. I've been hacked more recently, so I'm only on Facebook at the moment. So you can find me at Leslie Walton, or you can find me at Lele, Laelae.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can email me, my nonprofit organization, a Free A Foundation for Universal Culture, info at afuc.org. Info at afuc.org. If you want to say my name, just say Leslie at AFUC. JustBe.org.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Again, ladies, I truly, truly, truly thank you guys for coming on the show and just empowering the other women that's out there. A lot of women may not have that courage, or may not have know that they have a tribe of other women that's helping, and that a lot of people just don't understand that there's other people out here trying to do the same thing that they want to do. So I definitely give you guys so much credit for even coming on the show, speaking your truth. Hopefully we can get a second part 2 coming up soon. That'll be super awesome. Again, I definitely appreciate you guys, you gals. I'm sorry, Aniyah. I'm definitely gonna let my little sister name is Aniyah. She's an artist. She's into track and field, basketball and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to let her watch this and just hear you speak. And I have another little sister named Naila, and she's just like you. She's into like everything you're studying. That's like her. She's into all of that kind of stuff. I think you guys, maybe we can set up like a meet and greet or somewhat.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you may not be the celebrity right now, but you're going to be a celebrity for sure. For sure. But yeah, it'll be awesome if we can do some kind of meet and greet and you can just sit down and have a chat with them.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
they're great kids, but I think hearing you speak and just the way how well spoken you are and knowledgeable and educational, informative that you are, I think that'll be a blessing. I think that'll be a blessing. So if we could do that, I would love to do that.
Absolutely.
You might end up being their idol, like their version of Michelle Obama type deal. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because yeah, you have it going on, girlfriend. I just want to say that I'm impressed. I'm kind of starstruck. Like, okay. I'm learning some stuff today. I'm learning some stuff to get today. But again, ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm going to do my closing, speak all the good stuff about you guys. If you guys are not following them or you want info, please contact Aniyah Brown, contact Leslie Walton, Miss Juneteenth, Nevada, and Miss Juneteenth, Las Vegas, guys. Thank you again for coming on the show. And just how I tell everybody else, you ladies, make sure that you're better than the day before. Be better than yesterday. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Ashe.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Not a problem. So that was a pretty awesome and sweet show. If you ladies are paying attention, just let me tell you this. And this is from a man's point of view. But I speak about self-love. I'm gonna speak the truth. I'm logical. I try to do my best in motivating people. But you heard it from two beautiful, beautiful black queens. Not only for the black community, for all women. Don't ever allow anyone to take your grace from you. Don't ever allow anyone to take your shine from you. If you do walk in a room full of men, so what? Stand out. You're strong. You're powerful. Just remember, all men come from you anyways. We would not be here if it was not for you. Be great. Stand in your strength. Stand in your greatness. And just always remember, y'all, be better than yesterday. And women, I commend you. I praise you. Thank you for being who you are and continue to be beautiful and be great. Thanks again for watching, y'all. And remember, inspire one to inspire all. Smile, laugh, and definitely motivate. And my most important one, be better than yesterday. I love y'all. Thanks for watching the Just Be Show, and I'm out.